to another week of Adventures of Brent and Lydia. I'm Brent.
And of course, I'm Lydia. That's me.
So, we have a lot of different stuff going on today, and I'm not sure about the rest of the week, but we'll figure it out. I might actually be able to have some time, and it looks like the weather's going to be pretty decent this coming week, or rather, this week. So I'm going to try to get the bike out if I can, and maybe do some filming in general. This past week, as you guys are going to see in the video that should be already out by the time you actually watch this, we had an extremely productive week last week. Really didn't have too many bad symptoms, really. It was honestly a blessing. Mm-hmm. So, as you guys know, we started a radio show called Whiskey, Tobacco, and Blues. And, well, I had just this idea. I pitched it to Lydia. Haven't really talked to Cleveland about it, but he's going to find out. It should be really, really fun. But we are also starting simultaneously with the radio show. We're going to basically do a YouTube channel that talks about it, but with those, it can be more free speaking. Not that they gave me full creative control, so that's not what I'm saying about the whole free speaking. What I'm saying is that, the show has a certain platform, and if we put it on YouTube, you guys will be able to see more content related to it. That's kind of more of what I'm getting at. Oh, so, literally, for years, I have had like 3 different YouTube accounts in some capacity. So, decided to revamp one of our first venture into YouTube in 2019. Didn't really work out too well. I think it was just a content issue, and then we ended up moving to Tennessee the same year or shortly after that. So, it is now that original YouTube channel that we started is now turning into the Whiskey, Tobacco, and Blues show. Now, one thing that's interesting about that particular channel is that I had to leave 3 videos on it, and it's for a very, very sentimental reason. One of the guys in that series that we had started way back in 2018, 2019 time frame
is unalive now.
Yeah, he passed on. It was really unfortunate. He was a great friend to myself and the other guy, Evan. He went missing shortly after we moved here. Come to find out, he ended up I'll just say this. The police investigation was kind of BS. And we found out after searching for this man high and low all across the nation, because he was one of those type of guys, the police, for whatever reason, withheld information, and they knew that he had passed for all of those months. And unfortunately, it's kind of hard to talk about because I don't want to get demonetized, and 2, I don't know how much I really want to talk about this, to be honest, because it was a really, really hard time.
It's okay. You don't need to.
But anyways, with that said, I left those 3 videos on as a memorial to him. And also my friend that's also in that, Evan. We have been friends for a very, very long time. I'm trying to bring him in. I'm trying to rope him in, guys, into creating content with me. He's a great dude. But again, like he's fallen on hard times as well. So, I can't really talk about that either. I don't want to speak for him. That just wouldn't be right. So, with that being said, you're going to see a little bit of a different pace, I would say, for our vlogs. Totally fine. Lydia's okay with it as well. We've talked about it a couple of different times. And we're really trying to still figure out where the vlogs and the reaction videos kind of collide. I really don't want to do another full channel for reaction videos because, well, I'm already doing 2 now. And I'm also got my hand in a lot of baskets, let's put it that way. So, here's Lydia. Because, we're eating lunch. What's the matter?
I got dizzy for a second.
Oh, yeah, I get that too.
Sorry.
You know what, guys? You gotta love FND and chronic illness because it always keeps you on your toes.
Oh.
Like, for instance, Lydia might find this funny, but I've been having, my ears have been clogged for a little bit. By a little bit, I mean...
A lot of it.
A lot of it. So we have this, little squirter thingamadingy that I was like, you know what, I'm just going to use in the shower because I feel like it's going to be easier that way. And over the past couple of days, I've been trying to, get all that out so, have a better equilibrium. Well, here's the funny part. As soon as I tried to do it, I did it standing up like an idiot and about fell over in the shower because I got super, super busy. So I'm right there with you.
Dizzy, not busy.
Dizzy. Okay, yeah, sure. Again, FND. I'm not using it as an excuse. It's just it's a thing, guys. It's a thing. But I'm going to hand it over to Lydia for a little bit, at least for a few minutes. Mainly because she made us lunch. Look at that beautiful soup there.
Tomato-based soup and...
And I think, would you say that was peach?
Yeah, it's peaches.
And this right here is a new venture that Lydia's been doing because, well, it's easier for me to hold something up to my face sometimes than what it is for me to use a spoon or a fork. So, with that said, I'm going to hand it over to her for a few minutes just to... so you guys can see more of her because, yeah, a lot of people apparently like listening to her and watching her because she's apparently more funny than I am. But here we go. Whoosh.
Hi. I'm just cleaning my house today and getting my house ready for the Sabbath and cooking and, yeah, trying to eat food, but, just the usual stuff.
Guys,
nothing really exciting.
I mean, it doesn't always have to be.
But
the one thing, though, is really hilarious is that every week, okay, every single week, Lydia does, basically she cleans the house, right, on Saturdays primarily.
Get it ready for the Sabbath.
And she gets it ready for the Sabbath, but what she's been doing actually has been stirring up a little conviction apparently for some on Facebook because every week she posts a picture.
Just thanking God.
Just thanking God, for the ability to be able to still be able to clean and stuff like that. And did you guys notice she doesn't have her oxygen on right now? That's a first in a couple of weeks.
In a couple of days, by the afternoon I'll probably need it,
But yeah, so what she does is she takes pictures, she puts them on Instagram and Facebook, and it's been a smashing hit for her ever since she started doing that. So, kudos for Lydia.
I've been doing this for years, but I've just started taking pictures of it. But I've been doing it for years. Even when I was in college, I would not party on Friday nights. I would, study on Friday nights, get up early Saturday morning, get all my chores done. So Saturday night around 6 o'clock p.m., dinner time-ish, I stop working, I rest all the way till after dinner on Sunday. Even if I didn't go to church in college, which I usually didn't, I still wouldn't do that. I wouldn't even study or cram for an exam on Monday. I would get all that done because I believe that you need a day of rest. You need rest. And even if I wasn't a Christian in college, I was raised that way, so it kind of was ingrained in me. But I believe it's important to be able to rest on the Sabbath and not do a ton of stuff. And so that's why you see me work really hard throughout the week, and that's why I tell people I work 6 days a week. So on the 7th day, I can really rest. But anywho.
And there you have it, guys.
So how is the roll?
It's good. Actually, the soup is good as well.
Cool. And this is made from my canned tomatoes.
Oh, is it?
Uh-huh.
So, I'm just going to say this now, because, again, we're trying to figure out content where we want to put stuff. Lydia had a brilliant idea. She's going to help me do that, but one of the things that we're going to have to do is pick and choose where the content's going to fall. If you guys really don't understand like content creating, that's kind of what you have to do. You have to pick and choose, and sometimes your hands are tied. When it comes to having a longer video versus a shorter video.
Oh, by the way.
It is what it is. Yes, ma'am.
You gave me a teaspoon. Look at this goofiness. Look at this goofiness. He gave me a ridiculously long-stemmed teaspoon to eat my soup with. It's kind of comical.
It is what it is, guys.
I swear you did it on purpose. I'm gonna eat my soup anyway.
So with that being said, we do have the man, the myth, the legend, one of my best friends, brother in Christ. I can't speak highly enough about this guy, but we got Cleveland and his family coming over today.
And what are we doing for dinner? We're doing smoked.
We're doing a bunch of cool stuff. So I will actually probably come back on in a little bit. By a little bit, I mean in a couple of hours, right before we start doing some serious content. So we might have Cleveland on the vlog channel, maybe for a few minutes and be like, hey, what's up, y'all? But we're doing something really, really interesting tonight with him, and he doesn't know this yet, and I can say it on this channel, because that video will be out probably before this one, actually. So, because he's my first guest, and because he's been an absolutely fantastic friend, an inspiration to me in a lot of ways, we actually are starting the new channel off with kind of a little bit of a bang. No, that doesn't mean that we're going to be shooting that, what I mean is that I have, so the record that we're going over, I'll just say it here real quick, but it's going to be more of a pre-show, post-show kind of setup today. So in the pre-show, we're going to talk about this album just a little bit before we actually record, but we're talking about the Memphis Jug Band today. He's got some really, really sentimental thoughts towards that particular album and towards that band. So guys, check that out if you guys are wanting more information on it. And once we have all the I's dotted and the T's crossed, metaphorically speaking, we'll be able to launch that. I don't want to premeditated launch it before I think it's ready. But we're going to talk about a couple of albums, mainly the stuff that we've already covered, or I've covered. Just get Cleveland's initial thoughts and opinions about, what I've already covered and what we're covering today. And the second thing is that he doesn't know this. I got one of his favorite alcohols as a thank you for being involved in this in so many different ways. And the last thing, and he doesn't know any of this yet because I've kept it from him intentionally, I also bought him a pipe. And live, when we start doing that, and not live in person, you guys know what I mean. We don't really do live videos as of yet because I'm not always comfortable doing it. Takes a little bit more effort as well. But anyways, so I'm going to teach him how to smoke a pipe tonight as well. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this alcohol that I have. And again,
so that means we have to get the deck cleaned.
We do have to clean up the deck a little bit.
Okay, well, we can tag team it. And so
I'll get the deck.
I'll make an executive decision tomorrow, since we're gonna be out and about. Can we just pick up my gabapentin tomorrow? Since at this point,
yeah, it's fine.
I've been without it for so long. It's fine. One day is not gonna.
Are you sure?
Yeah, one day is not gonna kill me.
Well, anyways, I hope not.
I'm joking.
That's not even funny.
This soup is good anyway.
Guys, we're not going to talk about the event that took place last night. I know everybody's talking about it on all platforms of social media.
No comment.
Lydia and I are actually fairly upset, not just with Netflix, but with the whole entire promotion and how they ran it, because, well, I'm not going to lie, a good majority of those fights were an absolute joke. There was about 3 that I've seen at this point that Lydia and I were like, oh, I can't believe that just happened. We're talking about, obviously, or we're referring rather to the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight, and all the undercards, which there was some good fights there. I'm not going to say there wasn't. but a lot of it was a joke. And I'm a fan of boxing. I'm a fan of UFC. I'm a fan of contact sports in general, really. Probably not as much as some other like sports heads out there. But with that being said, it wasn't a very good show, in my opinion. They could have done a lot better, but that's all I'm going to say about it. And Lydia doesn't have a comment. She's going to stick to that. So, with that being said...
My mom says you don't have anything nice. Don't say anything at all, so I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, Lydia was literally sitting there. Like this is my impression of her while she's watching the TV, right? I'm just going to do this because, Lydia knows enough about contact sports, probably through me, to where she's like, oh, that was a jab. That was a hook. That was an uppercut. What's going on? What happened to his balance? Things like that, right? So pretty basic. I also turned her into a professional wrestling fan. That was about a 5 or 6 year feat because she thought it was absolutely silly at first, but then she was like, wait, this is cool. This is awesome.
I still think it's silly. But
she still thinks some of the segments are silly and stuff, but yeah. So here's my impression. You ready? This is how I saw her sitting in the chair next to her. Brett? Yeah. What are they doing? I don't know. That was the extent of pretty much the whole thing that she said because, it was just it's not a good show, in my opinion, for all the way around in general. I don't know why big companies like Netflix and others don't understand that when you have 270 million plus people across the world watching one single event at the same time, oh wait, the internet might actually break if this happens, which actually did happen. For about 20 minutes, actually. All of us saw it. All of us knew what was going to happen. But, they don't prepare for that, do they? They got all this money in the world, but they don't prepare for that. So, just disgraceful in my opinion. But that's neither here nor there. That's not what we're about on this channel, so I'm not going to say any more than that. But we will catch up with you guys here in a couple of hours. I'll have Cleveland kind of pop in just for a second. And then we'll get to it because that's going to be really fun. He doesn't know I'm doing any of this stuff. And this album really means a lot to him personally for a lot of reasons. So please, guys, I will let you guys know when that channel is up and running for sure. But it's going to be a banger of an episode. So when we have all the information, stay tuned. It's going to be a really, really great show. So I'm out. See you in a couple of hours. That's Lydia's deer in headlights look. All right. Peace out, guys.
Hello, good afternoon, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen, and perhaps kids. But, anywho, we're just giving an update. Don't really have much to say. We turned the heat on, finally. So it's chilly out, finally. As you see him in a sweatshirt. Brent's in flannel, but he's always in flannel. So, yeah. We're still working out the paperwork to get the voice acting stuff together for Brent. So, that's going along. We ordered more lights for the camera and the office so it's brighter. Yeah. So, as you can see, I'm not on oxygen. And for 2 days, I haven't had to put oxygen on.
Hold that thought.
I haven't had to put oxygen on until the evening. So that's a good thing.
If you guys are wondering what that green dot is on her face, it's some of our lighting now.
I call it sky sparkles. So, but anyway, just want to give an update. Say hi. But now Brent needs to give an update, right? You want to hear from Brent? You want to hear from Brent? Yes, you do.
I don't know if they want to hear from me or not, but it's been kind of a tough week. I had some setbacks early on. So Cleveland and I actually did do an episode of Whiskey, Tobacco, and Blues, but unfortunately, there was a mistake that was made. Whether it was me or somebody else, it's not really important. I'm not mad about it. But we lost the whole episode as far as the recording part, and unfortunately what we filmed with the camera wasn't much better because it was so dark. So I basically just had to move on. Let's see here, what else is going on this week? I don't know. I've been pretty blank as far as my mental state. This light is driving me nuts right here. Hang on, guys. Sorry. There we go. It was flashing and it was driving me nuts.
Found new lights. Like, we found those randomly. You need to say that.
Yeah. So we had tried to start a YouTube channel years ago, 2019 time frame, 2008, 18, 19, somewhere around there. We just kept having issues with it, and I don't think the content was that great. But there is 3 videos that we left on there, just because the 2 friends in that particular in those episodes, one of them is now unfortunately he has passed. So yeah, the other friend and myself, I kind of promised him that I would leave those videos on there. Not that he even knows what I'm doing right now, but he probably will soon enough. So yeah, this has been kind of a tough week for me for a couple of reasons. One, I was so I ended up having a seizure Saturday evening, several. One of them, all I was trying to do was shut all the lights off and try to go to bed, and I collapsed in the hallway, went into a seizure, finally came to, but it took me a while to recover from that one. So I finally recovered Sunday afternoon. So like Monday I was just still exhausted, and I pretty much spent half the day in bed, like no joke. Yeah, it's been a bit of a tough week with setbacks and stuff, but we're still going. Not sure what else to even tell you guys this week, to be honest, because well, the weather has finally shown itself here in Tennessee, which that's a good thing and bad thing. It's a good thing because, like, you know, we don't have to deal with the heat anymore, but it's a bad thing because, well, now it's getting cold, and I mean, there's still going to be good days, I guess, to try to take my bike out, but I haven't been able to this week. I want to, trust me, I want to, but there's just times that, you know, when stuff happens, you kind of have to make the right decision for yourself, you know? So I guess I could tell you guys on this channel. So we are starting a new channel. It is the same. It's going by the same name as the radio show, which is Whiskey, Tobacco, and Blues. We're still working on that, guys. As far as like when I can officially tell you that when it's launching. Mainly because I think Cleveland and his team are still working on where to play it at. I mean, they're going to have it online in a couple of different places, but they're also trying to get me intro and outro music, which hopefully I can use on the YouTube channel as well. That would be a killer if I could do that. But with all that said, I mean, it's just been kind of a trying week, I guess, because Lydia came back to work this week, obviously, from last week. She was on vacation last week. She's been having a rough time at work. They keep changing stupid policies, and when I mean stupid, they're stupid. So yeah, I got about half of this next episode done for Whiskey, Tobacco, and Blues. I'm actually working on Lead Belly this week. Interesting guy. I can't wait to start telling you guys more about this these bluesmen of history. He kind of had I mean, you'll just have to stay tuned for all the stuff that I have to say about Lead Belly. But we're also planning on, now I don't know how much of it's going to be on this channel, but because I kind of have to refilm everything for the other channel, Cleveland's obviously not going to be in it, so we'll have to record that on a later date. It's no big deal, really. But someday, probably tomorrow, I would say, because we're actually going to try to do something special in this next video. That's why I said, like, I don't know how much is going to be on this channel. We'll probably kind of like just talk about like where we're going and stuff like that. But we kind of have to split content now because some of the stuff that we're doing is really honestly for that other channel, but clearly Lydia and I want to still tell you guys about how our lives are going and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at this week, guys. Unfortunately, this video is actually not really that long, and that might be great for some of you because I know there's people out there that just don't really have the time or the patience to sit through extremely long videos, which I generally don't try to do, guys. I don't, but it happens from time to time, especially when I can't really like cut anything out of it, because the way that Lydia and I film is essentially kind of in a way to where, I mean, we haven't been doing as much content here lately. I think it's just because she hasn't been feeling that great, and I haven't been feeling that great. Stop it, you stupid light. Jeez. There we go. Sorry, guys. The lights that I have on this camera are stupid old, and they're battery operated, so that should tell you something.
It also comes down to fundages.
Yeah, it also comes down to fundages too, but I don't want to tell you guys the trip yet. It'll be fun though. We're not going that far away, so just hang in for that, because that's probably going to be in the next video as far as what we're going to be saying. But the other channel that we're doing is a completely different niche and slightly different format, I would say. So I do have to do some filming for that this week. I also have to finish the script for it, which I'm going to be working on here in the next couple of minutes.
Because this weekend we're recording the podcast, right?
Correct.
This Saturday.
Yeah, so
that's what we had planned for this Saturday, right?
Well, yeah, I thought we were talking about taking a trip to Jackson too, though.
Oh, okay.
Was I not clear on that?
No, but it's okay. No biggie.
Anyways, we'll figure this out, guys, and we'll let you know, I guess, what we're doing. All right. With all that being said, I really don't have much to say today. I'll try to pop in tomorrow as well, just try to finish out the week, because again, like, we don't have that much content this week. It's kind of both of our faults. But with that being said, we'll check it later. What's going on, y'all? It is Friday, and well, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's been a challenging week. All the way around, it's been challenging for Lydia, it's been challenging for myself for various different reasons. But I want to talk about something real quick, and I guess this is a bit harder for me to say than what it should be, maybe. And there's probably some people out there that are saying yay what I'm about to say, which, if there is, okay, sure. So Lydia and I have been talking about this channel, and we don't want to stop doing stuff on this channel as far as adventures and everything else. But Lydia is actually playing more of a backside role now, and I have been commissioned to. I've said this a couple of different times, but the project's a lot bigger than what we were ever anticipating. I have been commissioned to.
This is Lydia with PNC Bank. How can I assist you? I'm good. How are you? Confusion.
Sorry about that, guys. Lydia had to handle a phone call real quick. She's still working. I mean, she's in the room. You can hear her fussing. But anyways, what I was trying to say is that we are going to be taking a hiatus from Adventures of Brent and Lydia, at least for now. Not to say that we won't come back and make videos again, because like there might be some stuff that we want to talk about on this channel, but I'm realizing that the effort that I'm putting into this channel could be better used in this new project that I'm on. And one of the things you have to deal with is people on the internet and twisting your words and everything else. That's not the reason, by the way, guys, that we're gonna stop filming for this camera for a while, or I'm sorry, filming on this channel for a while. Sorry, guys, my words get all discombobulated with FND. Now, I'll say this: if it is related to our conditions, we will come back on this channel. But for now, this channel, for whatever reason, is really, really affecting my mental and emotional state, like quite a bit. Like at first it was fine. Now it's really taking a toll on me because I was commissioned to do a radio broadcast show. It's a really, really big deal. And I've heard feedback from the group that's managing me on this, and they basically said that this type of show will go far. So we are going to be focusing more of our attention on that. So we have a YouTube channel related to the radio show. The show is called Whiskey, Tobacco, and Blues. Look, I don't mind if people go to that channel, they want to comment, that's fine, but that project is not the same thing as this. Okay, so there's a lot of time and just effort invested in this new project. They seem to think that it could be not just a national show, but they seem to think that it could go international eventually. So with that being said, I don't know, guys. It doesn't seem like the effort that Lydia and I have put into it for the past several months has really paid out. In the sense that, because we don't just have one thing that we talk about. This was again mainly a vlog channel. I was asked to do reaction videos at one point. I did them, but the headspace that I have to go into to do those reaction videos and some of the other content that I do is no joke. So, everybody has been saying, like, who's this guy and where did he come from and why is he talking about the paranormal the way that he is? Well, clearly there's been a lot of people that really haven't been paying attention to the whole story, but I'll briefly say where my experience is. I was a paranormal investigator before it was cool, okay? We didn't have all this stuff back when I was doing this that there is today, okay? So, again, they operated differently back then. And YouTube was not around, The only way that you were going to hear about some of this stuff is if you got on TV, and honestly, I never really wanted that. I just wanted to answer questions, but the thing is that the truth is not out there. The truth is in front of you. You just have to accept it. But with that being said, this isn't really an easy decision for me to say, guys, because Lydia and I are really passionate about what we're doing, But anyways, where all of that experience, you're going to hear that experience, is on the podcast that we have, Out of Darkness Podcast. Now, I know for sure none of you are probably even involved with that, or the people that are, I appreciate it, but the ones that ask me about, where did I come off saying this? I have been studying theology for quite some time, specifically apologetics. And when you do worldview analysis, guys, you have to consider everything that's said and what they believe. So, again, I don't really care what people say about me. The thing is that you know, you may want to think before you speak sometimes. And again, I know I've put my foot in my mouth a couple of different times. It's fine. Look, it happens. But this channel is difficult to do because, I'll be honest, like, Lydia and I, our last thoughts this week, and you can hear it from the horse's mouth here in a minute. Lydia and I, this week, for example, had nothing that we wanted to film. Neither one of us were motivated to put a camera in our face, okay? For various different reasons that I don't have to explain. She does not have to explain. I don't have to explain myself on anything because there's a bigger picture behind it. You know, those of you out there that are trying to figure out who I am and what I'm dealing with, I was diagnosed on October 11th after fighting for over 6 months of having all this crazy stuff happen to me and not knowing or understanding what was going on. And I was diagnosed with functional neurological disorder. It is not an easy condition to deal with. I often get frustrated. Lydia gets frustrated. That's just what it is, okay? So I want to make that clear right now that this channel is never meant for anything but just sharing our story, okay? Our walk through chronic conditions. But what I'm realizing is that most people on this channel want to focus more on the negative side of stuff than what they do the positive side. And so, taking into consideration how much effort has been put in, and taking into consideration that I have a much bigger project to deal with, we decided today that this was going to be our last video posted, at least for now, on Adventures with Brett and Lydia. This new project that we're doing, honestly, requires a lot, okay? This blues radio show covers a lot of material. It covers a lot of artists, you know, like, and it's not really, it's not feasible for me to run, edit, and try to produce as much of the content that I feel like I can on this channel while simultaneously neglecting the other channel, again, related to something that I was commissioned to do. So, I feel like if a lot of you were in the same position, you would have to make that same sacrifice. I'm also going to say this once more time. I don't have to explain myself. Neither does Lydia. Okay? We've addressed it in other videos. It's just nobody seems to be watching them, which tells me that, well, many of you out there don't really care about this content. That's fine. I'm not mad about that. In fact, you know what? Good on you for saying that. But that's where I'm at with Adventures with Brent and Lydia, guys. It's not a forever, we're never going to do anything again. It's right now, Lydia and I have so much stuff going on behind the scenes that we just don't want to film about. That it's getting to a point where it's beginning to affect both of our mental and emotional health. And that's honestly true. That is the truest statement that I could ever say. So, for instance, like Lydia right now is listening to the show that we're actually going to be talking about on our podcast, and I don't attack anybody, you know, the way that I'm apparently being seen as. But that podcast we've had for a year, okay? We've went through a lot of trials and tribulations with that. So again, we're going to be focusing back to our roots, which is radio and podcasting. Opportunities like this don't come around every day, and you know, because of my condition, it dictates what I can and can't do. For those of you out there that have FND, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, this condition dictates everything that you can or cannot do. So, with that being said, I'd like Lydia to come over here real quick, if she can, to give her side of the story a little bit. Do you have a minute, dear, or no?
What?
Do you have a minute?
No, not really. I'm sorry, guys. I don't. Unfortunately, today I'm very, very busy.
Could you just say something like real quick? That's all I'm asking. What's your side of the story of what we're talking about?
Yeah, doing 2 channels would be a lot.
Move over a little bit. They can't see you.
Doing 2 channels would be a lot, and so I recommended that we only focus on one. We're still going to have adventures, but it's going to be on Whiskey, Tobacco, and Blues. And I'm sorry that this is very short and very fast, but I have a lot of work to get done and not enough time to get it done in. So, sorry. I love you guys. Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's good enough. So yeah, she's a bit rushed today because they bombarded her with work. It's Friday, like I said. That's just how it rolls. But yeah, really don't have anything else to say about Adventures with Brent and Lydia. You know, please don't think that the ones that actually love our weekly vlogs and are in trying to understand our story with chronic illness. Okay, great. I appreciate it, but it's not going to change the fact that Lydia and I are just trying to stay within a certain headspace. And like I said, we've talked about this off and on since I was given the opportunity to do this Blue show. So a good majority, like Lydia said, of our adventures, like one that we're going to do tomorrow. We're headed down to Jackson, Tennessee to check out a very, very interesting record store. Hopefully the owners are there and we can pick their brains a little bit because it'd be really, really fun to do so. Because the owners are actually musicians of this particular one, so and they love good music. They don't like bad music. So I've been hearing over the past couple of years that their collection is worth going to. So that's what we're going to be doing related to that, the Whiskey, Tobacco, and Blue shows tomorrow. But other than that, guys, I've been having good days, I've been having bad days. It is what it is, I don't know what else I can say about it. So with that being said, we'll see you guys later for now, I guess. And we'll meet up when we can meet up. Alright, check you later.